Hello, ladies and jelly spoons. Welcome to the Game Dojo. I don't like doing these, and I've been doing more of them and more of them as I've grown older, and some of them hurt worse than others, but then some of them are just big pills that we gotta swallow. As you can tell by my wall, and if you check out some of my older videos, I was heavy into martial arts for most of my life. And I respect true martial artists when it comes to it. And when I was younger, my father used to watch these movies, military movies, because he was in the military, and I really didn't like them at the time. I was just, oh God, put another one of these movies on, and it was like Missing in Action and Braddock and Delta Force and all these movies starring somebody that I didn't understand. But it was around the era of Bruce Lee, where I was first introduced to him as a martial artist, not as a action star or as a military guy or as an Walker, Texas Ranger. I saw him as just a martial artist. And in one of the films, which was renamed in American as Return of the Dragon, in a Coliseum, Bruce Lee fought Chuck Norris. And Chuck Norris and him, it was an amazing fight. It was something to watch that was spectacle, because here you had this great American martial artist, and you had this great Chinese American martial artist, Bruce, and to see them battle out in the Coliseum for many martial artists and many movie and TV aficionados was a dream. And over the subsequent years, more than 40 years, I grew up with Chuck Norris in a ton of things. I saw him in him and Jonathan Brandis, the late Jonathan Brandis as well, in Sidekicks, where Jonathan Brandis was imagining his hero helping him get out of situations and even fighting next to him in a tournament. That was Chuck Norris. Also starred Joe Piscopo. It was a great film, but just reminiscing, thinking back, at one point you could Google Chuck Norris, and Google at that time was in on the joke. It says, you don't Google Chuck Norris Googles you. And there was just all these memes of this man being indestructible. So it is with regrets and pain that I found out this morning that Chuck Norris passed away. Not gonna lie, feel this one. I felt it when Bruce died. I felt it when Jonathan Brandis died. Not that he was a martial artist or anything like that, but he was in one of my most favorite movies. But Chuck Norris, he seemed indestructible. This one hurts. This one definitely hurts. 2025 has claimed many lives and tried to get me quite a few times. I'm still here. God willing. Thank you, Jesus. But Chuck Norris is gone. Another light eclipsed. Another huge icon from my youth. Gone. They say a man's life can be measured by the things he's done. Chuck Norris is probably one of the most accomplished martial arts artists in the United States. And his presence will be missed. Definitely. I was not expecting to wake up to this news. I heard last night he was rushed to the hospital with a medical emergency. And this morning the family declared. They went public and told everyone that he had passed away. They didn't get into why, they didn't get into the reasons, but it is confirmed he is gone. Over the past 2 years, I would say since COVID, actually, 2019, I've lost so many people, stars, family, friends, icons. And it's only when you start seeing things subtracted from you that you start understanding the value of life in people's lives. He was in almost everything. I just don't have words. Ladies and jelly spoons, hold your controllers high today. Celebrate the man's life, his achievements, over 80 years of achievements, countless movies, countless TV shows. Not too many people can say they shared the silver screen with Bruce Lee and fought him in the Coliseum. He was a real champion. He was a real martial artist. And I gave him shit over the tight jeans, him kicking and doing them spinning back kicks in tight jeans. But I love the memes about how indestructible he was. And I actually believed it for a while. Unfortunately, nobody, is without the icy cold arm of death. Because the reality is, we are all gallons of milk with expiration dates. And when the expiration date is up, it's time to get out of the pool. It's a numb, weird feeling. I didn't think his death would hit me as hard as it does. But going back thinking about, I probably have 40 or 50 movies with him in it. And the movies that I hated growing up that my father watched, I now love. This one hits hard. Ladies and gentlemen, hold your controllers up to the sky today. Today's gameplay is dedicated to the late Chuck Norris.